Hello everyone, and welcome to part 7 of my interval series. This is the last video in this series. Our last interval that we're going to cover today is just one more interval, and that is the tritone. Okay, now the tritone is very different and doesn't have a major or a minor name to it. It's all by itself, the tritone. But if you would like to know what it is essentially, keep watching this video. The way that this works is that the tritone is a lowered perfect fifth. So you have your perfect fifth. If you go down a half step from that, because a perfect fifth would be this, right? From one of our very early videos. Okay? Now if you lowered the top note by a half step, you would get your tritone. That's our interval. It's not called a minor fifth because that doesn't really work, but the tritone is called a tritone because it has in that interval 3 whole steps, tri being 3, and so 3 whole steps in it. That is the duration of that interval, so that's why it's called a tritone. Now, I'm going to give you a little history here in this one, because this interval, the tritone, was not always called the tritone. Originally, back in the day, and by back in the day I mean long time ago, it was referred to as the devil's interval. Ooh, scary, right? Well, the devil's interval, well, I think in Latin it was like, I wrote it down. What did I say it was? Diabolus in Musica. Okay, my Latin's not great, but that's the translation. It's basically the devil's interval, and the reason why they called that is because it was when heard, everybody thought it was something evil or satanic, and that's not the case. But back in the day, people thought that because that was the way people thought. So they thought that this was the devil in music, and so they called it that, Diabolus in Musica. We call it tritone because of the 3 whole step distance in this interval. So there you go, tritone, devil's interval, whichever one you'd like to call it. Both are accurate. One's a little outdated, but there you go. But there are a couple ways to help remember that. So in previous videos, shameless plug, if you have not seen my previous videos, go back and watch those. There are certain intervals that we've talked about that have a lot of feeling involved, like they feel like they're going to do a certain thing. Like our major 7th seems like it's going to lead into high do, or the 8th note of the scale, and it's just a feeling that you in that. This one is no different. It has the same sort of feeling going on. The feeling for this one, it kind of feels like it wants to go up. Okay? It has that leading idea, leading you into the next note up, which would be that perfect fifth. It just seems like it wants to lead to perfection, which is kind of interesting. If you wanted to really ride the religious train there, the devil is trying to lead you to something that is actually perfect, because the devil was also known as Satan and also known as Lucifer. He originally was an angel, the best angel among them, but then he got greedy. So he's this close to perfection, guys, which is why he's so dangerous. So there's that little sidebar on that one, but that's the feeling part of the tritone. It kind of leads up to the 5th. There are a couple songs that you can use as a reference point to help you remember. The one that's the easiest one, the one that most people have watched or heard before, it's from a TV show, the theme song of a very well-known TV show that's, I think, maybe it's either one of the longest running TV shows or maybe the longest running TV show still running, I believe. The Simpsons. The Simpsons theme song is it starts off with a tritone. The Simpsons, the Simpsons. Check it out, guys. Check it out. Listen to that theme song again, and you will find there's a tritone right there at the beginning of it. All right. So that's just one song. There's lots of others that have the tritone in it because it's a very useful interval. But in previous videos, if you've watched them, you know that I like musical theater, and so musical theater has lots of interval references. And we've already talked about West Side Story in another video, but there is another song from West Side Story that has a tritone in it called Maria. All right, very well known song. So if you haven't watched the West Side Story or heard any of the music from that, I've put some links in my Journal Songs playlist for that. Maria is on there. I added it so you can check that out, and it's the part where he goes, Maria, I've just met a girl named Maria, Maria. That's the part that has the tritone in it. Now, I think I might have changed the key on that one, but that's the idea. So check that one out. Listen to it. Tell me what you think. I would love to know. But that's just some reference songs to help you understand the tritone. So there you go, guys. Tritone kind of wants to lead up to that fifth, which is why in both of those example songs, they actually do go up to the fifth after that, because it just seems like the natural way to go. The Simpsons or Maria, they both have that idea going. So that's just a helpful reminder for you. I would love to hear what you have to say about those. If I've gone really quickly through this video, I apologize, but the beauty of the video is that you can pause it and you can rewind it and you can listen to it again. If it doesn't quite latch on to you yet, take your time. There is no rush. It will come. It just takes some time and practice. Speaking of practice, for homework, what I'd have you do is, just like in previous videos, if you find a song that has a tritone interval in it, or you think has a tritone interval in it, post it in the comments. Post in the comments the song that you think has the interval in it, and what part of the song has that interval, so that I know exactly what you're talking about, what you're trying to say has the interval. That way I can check to see if you're right. In the past, you've been spot on and you're doing really great stuff with that. Keep it going. Would love to hear from you. Also, comments are great for questions. If you don't quite understand something and the video is not quite cutting it, maybe I can try it a different way if you're still confused. And that's okay. It's all right to be confused as long as you ask the good questions, right? So there you go, guys. That is our last interval. We've gone through all of them. Well done. Congratulations. We've made it. Now, my next video that I'm going to post in a couple days is going to be totally different, but you'll have to watch that video to find out. That being said, if you learned something from this video, hit a like button, subscribe to my channel for some more content. Would love to have you. And then also hit that bell icon, set it to all so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. Also, I've already mentioned it in this video, but the Journal Songs playlist. Give it a check. Love to hear from you. Listen to those songs. Those are songs that I don't personally own. I just found them on YouTube. They're songs that I enjoy, and I wanted to share them with you. And please, listen to those songs. And then a good practice is to write about it. Write your thoughts down on paper with a pen or a pencil. Write your thoughts down on what you think of those songs, whether you like them or not. Just write down your thoughts. It's therapeutic, and we all need some therapy, I think, and especially in these trying times. There you go. So, that being said, I hope you're doing well today, and let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to hear from you. And with all of that said, stay in tune, guys. Thanks so much.